Long Road to the Circus. Brand new book, super exciting. It is by Betsy Bird and David Small, and I've never read this book, so I'm pretty excited to actually share it with you. But it is in our library. It is under Bird because the author is Betsy Bird, so it's under B-I-R in the fiction section. So let's see. Strongest grip in a girl I've ever saw, Daddy said, not without some pride. I looked down at my palms, rubbed raw where earlier I'd clung to the elm tree in our front yard with my no-good stinking brother Bill, pulling on my leg to get me down. He'd called me in for mealtime, and I didn't want to jump to obey his word. So there had been a good 5 minutes of yanking and gripping before Daddy put a stop to it. I still wasn't feeling anything in my four of my fingers, but his praise was a cool, clear salve with those burning digits. A salve, that is, until Mama chimed in with, "Just like the day she was born." Once she said that, no amount of moaning on my part could derail her from telling the legend of baby Susie. And believe me, I'd tried. Changing the subject didn't amount to anything. Lying about our cow going into labor didn't do any good, possibly because she wasn't pregnant at the time. Ignoring my petulance, Mama launched right in. "The day you were born, lamb pie, you gave me more trouble than I'd ever had with your sister and brothers." This was no small thing. Mama had 3 kids before me, and according to her, each one had been a trial. "I thought I knew all the ins and outs of birthing, but you gave me a real ride. You just didn't want to leave. You were holding on for dear life to keep from meeting the world." Then she began to laugh. My Mama cannot talk about the day I was born without bursting into giggles. Granny says it's unseemly. That means whenever she gets to the hilarious part, Granny will totter over and start poking her with her cane, which only sets my Mama off further. "Get a hold of yourself, woman," Granny says. "Birthing babies is our war, and telling the stories of it means telling all about the bloodshed and battles we overcame. Ain't no time for tittering like a school child." Then she'll poke me once and with a cane and say, "You don't see this one acting the fool when you tell that tale." I don't think it much fair to get rammed in the head when I am doing something she likes, but that's the way with Granny. Doing something right gets you one poke, doing something wrong gets you a lot worse. Anyway, the reason I wasn't guffawing along with the rest of the family is because I never found the story all that funny. And that's on account of how Mama ends the story. Finally, we get you out, and there you are, smaller than a coop's egg. This tiny little baby, all flailing limbs and wailing cry, looking half-starved, which is not the way a baby should be. But quick as lightning, you latch on and start drinking on me from the get-go. That's when we knew you would be just fine. A pause. Except nothing, I interrupted, not eager to hear any more. "And I ate everything you ever put in front of me and stayed small, and that's okay, the end." "Except," she continued, like she hadn't heard me, "when your Granny came in to take you so I could rest, the truth be told, I was pretty tired as well. We tried to dislodge your tiny baby hands from my hair and clothes and discovered a grip we'd never encountered before. Strongest thing I'd ever felt from something that small. Could be you just didn't try hard enough," Granny muttered to herself. Mama shrugged at that. "I was plumb exhausted, I admit," she said, "but the harder I tried, the harder you'd grip. Every single time without fail, she'd start to laugh again, laughing at the remembrance of laughing. There's Granny looming over me, trying to take the baby Susie away, and I just couldn't get you loose. And then, suddenly," she snorted, which isn't ladylike, but at this point she didn't care, "I'm laughing too hard to dislodge you. And then Granny gives it a try," Daddy continued, because by this time Mama was having a high old giggle fest and wasn't fit to talk. "And she can't get you to let go either." "I tried," Granny snapped, "but as soon as you got one hand undone, the other one would snake up and grab whatever was in reach." She glared long and hard at me, like she was doing it on purpose." Not having anything to say to that, I said nothing. Now, Daddy was laughing too, along with my siblings. Even Bill was laughing, but that's because he's a nasty toad of a brother. And that look on his face wasn't because he found the story funny, but because he found my finding the story not funny. Funny. Make sense? "And then I'd try to pull," Daddy said, "and you just gripped your mama harder. I thought we'd have to take scissors to the dress just to cut you off. And my hair," Mama cackled. Oh, they're a regular funny troop, my family. I stood to leave, but Mama's hand shot out and grabbed me. And if there's any question of who I get my grip from in this family, they just need to feel that vice. You go nowhere. "The thing is," she said, calming down slowly and looking at me with real love, "I knew then that you were going to be one of my biggest and best problems right from the start. Knew it like I knew your pretty face, 'cause my girl's the kind who never lets go of something when she wants it. Never. Any fool can grip," Granny spat. "It's that smart ones who know when to let go." Well, there you have it. My name is Susie Bowles, and I've never known when to let a day go. When to let go a day in my life. So, that is our first chapter Friday. So, again, this book is called Long Road to the Circus. It is in our library. It is brand spanking new, so super exciting. So if you want to check it out, please let me know. I'd be happy to help you out. And tune in for next Friday. Yay!